Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new to the channel, and welcome back to those of you who are seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is try to bring about psychological, emotional, and mental and emotional health and coaching related topics on a variety of days. We try to be here as often as we can, usually several times per week. We've got over 800 of these available for your listening pleasure, and we try to do that. This is a particular audio on things that may make you unhappy. And so, if you're dealing with unhappiness or lack of fulfillment, lack of purpose, lack of passion, would love to be of assistance to you in that way. There's many things that can cause that to be, and we're going to go through those. If that's something you're dealing with, though, would encourage you to reach out at PO Perception on Twitter or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. And then ultimately that is what we're looking at. So some of those things, if you're only focused on the accomplishment of your goals or dreams, that can lead you to be extremely unhappy. This ultimately happens to people who define their life and the success of their life based on goals. So when I own a home, I will be happy. When I have a child, I will be happy. When I accomplish these huge life goals, and they link the level of their personal success and overall happiness to these milestones. Now, obviously, these things can cause and create happiness, and certainly, life milestones are a source of inspiration and encouragement. However, when they are the definition of a person's overall wealth and happiness and the goodness therein, there are problems that come with that in a more practical approach, which ultimately um, leads to a um, bigger challenge um, in the long and short run. Um, in so much that we get, um, ultimately to a place of insufficiency with our own goals, and we begin to connect in a manner that is unhealthy and not balanced or good or justified in the long run. And so, as we begin to do that, as we begin to reach a bigger and deeper understanding for ourselves, we also begin to see the value of the things we're trying to accomplish in a new light. Next thing in this list is ultimately kind of preoccupation with materialism, and so if things make us happy, in other words, buying a new car, buying a new house, buying jewelry, buying food, buying whatever, and so the act of spending is a source of happiness. Now, obviously, when we get new items, we can obviously be excited about them for a moment. However, that's the whole point of this is ultimately um, the physical items can only bring us momentary pleasure, and if we're living moment to moment based on the things that we own, then problems will arise out of that. The next thing is looking at self-blame, and so identifying ways in which we um, kind of are blaming ourselves for the past or having regret, rumination, obsession, discomfort around previous choices made, regret to the point where we don't move forward because we're so self-critical that we end up being filled with unhappiness on a continual basis, and it's hard to find A, passion, but also B, the courage and strength to begin to look at life from a new perspective can be super overwhelming and negative overall. The next thing to look at is anger. So if you are constantly dealing with feelings of anger, that's just sadness turned up and pushed outward. And so continual sadness and continual anger will make you unhappy because number one, the emotional state is toxic and draining. Number two, if you're constantly unhappy and angry, finding a way to rebalance yourself can be exhausting in and of itself as a concept. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.